if I'm happy to be wherever I need to be and do whatever job needs to be done. I'll be in the trenches, I'll be here, I'll be there. I think Stuff said I was a chameleon rock star, something or other. I forget all the rest of it. But I've started the first girls soccer team at school. I've always been someone that's done something that if I think it needs to be done, I just step up and do it. And I love doing it because there's a whole network of people that just seem to jump on board and join in, and that's what keeps you going with all of these things. So I guess if that's what's being a leader, then that's what I do. By the way, I never aspired to do the political thing. I'm only doing it because it just desperately needed to be done. It breaks my heart that New Zealand's gone the way it's gone. And if I can see anyone that can do a better job, I'm really happy to just stand there and support them. I really am.
That's an awesome question. My leadership style is to lead from the back, is to work with the team, to help determine the parameters, and then give my team the opportunity to grow into their strengths, to coach, to support. And that, to me, is good leadership. When you're standing in the front and you're dictating and so on, people get shut down. They don't really blossom. But by leading from the back, and I've led many teams, because I've been in business for many years, and I've done that and it's worked successfully. And it's actually helped people as well to grow in their skills and their abilities. So that's my leadership style. Thank you.
Feel like I should have brought a couple of cheat sheets. Leadership for me is really straightforward. It falls into allowing people to do what they're good at, removing stress from a team, and being integrous at all times. But probably the biggest one that has failed in our country is courage. As a leader, I've had to make hard calls. I've had to spend money that wasn't there. I've had to pay other people and not pay me. But without courage, none of the other stuff matters. What we've managed to do is we've managed to breed a generation of politicians that have no courage, no ability to stand up, that follow along. And even some of them that call themselves leaders are just so backward. And they've forgotten what integrity is, they've forgotten what courage is. The Scots are in town. As far as I'm concerned, I've led teams all around the world, and I've on 4 different continents, all different cultures, and all different aspects and ways of life. It always comes back to courage. But speak your word, do what you say you're going to do, and that's going to get most people through.
All these mics, and okay, this one works. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking part in this exercise tonight. And yeah, it's been great. You've been very cooperative. I wonder whether you have results in. We do. Okay, I'll hand it back to Brian Tamke, and he can share the results and end our night for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this is reflective of the people that are here. It's quite a diverse group, and you're the ones that are in the room. And so here's the results tonight. National 0. True. I'm not, I mean, this is, you got none of the chips that you got, none of them win in the national one, so that's a 0. And also the Labour Party got 1. So anyway, so the results are 1 party with Alan Carwood got 42. Andrew Hollis, the New Nation Party, 30. And Sue Gray, the New Zealand Outdoors and Freedom Party, 182. So what we're saying here tonight, the people have spoken. And really, it's up to you to say, and you've said by 182 votes that Sue Gray should be the candidate that represents. Well, I think that's where we are. Totally. So it's your decision. What do you want to do? You want that to be carried through? And what does the candidate say about that? I'd like you to answer very quickly. The bell would go in 2 minutes because you've spoken. And so what do you think about that? Sue, you're the winner. Congratulations. Would you like to say something?
Just like to say thank you. You're amazing. I don't know what else to say really, but I'm here. I'm ready. I'm able. I'm totally committed to doing whatever I can do to make this work.
She won. She won tonight.
One party will keep the door open. We will encourage and invite minor parties to work together so that we can go for the long haul. 2023, 26, 29, that's the focus. That's where we need to be. And we'll make it happen. We're determined.
Well, good result, Sue. I'm probably not going to vote for Sue. I've got the responsibility to look after 55,000 voices. And I know that the only poll that really matters is on June the 18th. And we've still got a lot of work to go. But the whole point with Sue is that for next year, I know that we can work together. Absolutely. So while this by-election absolutely matters, it matters so much, whoever is running against the red and blue machine that has ruined our country, the numbers that vote need to really put a sign up across their bow. Whoever gets in for the next 15 months, even if it's an independent or a minor party person, there is so little that can be done. In fact, most of the next 15 months will be preparing for next year's election. We can ask the questions, we can get legoimas, we can start finding out more of the nonsense that's going on in the background, but no changes will happen until next year. Next year, we need 72 people to stand up under the same umbrella. That's what is needed. And if from tonight, that is something that the Freedom and Rights Coalition can support and get in under behind whatever that umbrella is, that's the answer. A great outcome tonight. But we've still got 2 weeks to put a shot across the bow of the blue and red machine that stuffed our country.
Sorry, I just wasn't quite prepared last time. I was a bit shocked. Thank you. I believe we can all work together, and I believe we have to work together. And I agree that we can't do as much as we'd like to do until we've got the majority in Parliament, and that's our goal for 2023. But I'm much more positive about what we can do this year. We can't wait until next year. We really can't. We need to set a foundation now. And just imagine if we go along to the next candidates meeting, or we invent some more because we're not invited to the others. Just imagine if all three of us went together and you all said, look, this is my party, this is my party, this is my party, but for unity, vote for, and we all agree. Wouldn't that be the most amazing headline? Wouldn't that send a rocket through National Labour that they can't divide us anymore? And wouldn't that create the best possible platform for 2023? Because then we've really got a solid foundation to work from for the next coming election. We get runs on the board, we get people introduced to what's going on, we build up a team, we've got a core, then we've really got started. We can't keep saying, oh, we'll do it next year. We can't. The opportunity is now. We cannot waste this. So my challenge, I mean, I know it's a big call for everybody, but if we want to do something, we have to start today.
Thank you, Sue. I agree. Not waiting, we've got to move now. And that means that we have to take big radical steps. If we're going to make an impact on government in the next election and remove what I believe are people who abused us, violated us, and an opposition that all stood by, and I come back to that again, who did nothing for the people of New Zealand while Labour tore us apart. I think that New Zealanders have got to take this challenge up front, and I think we've got to be unified quicker than what you're saying. Personally, I think we should be doing right by the larger public of New Zealand who are looking for an alternative place to vote and have their trust in people who are going to unite. I don't think we can hold, if we're talking about party politics down there that's ruined democracy, which it has, why would we be staying stiffly to our parties and not coming together to represent not just the freedom movement? I'm talking about a lot of mainstream voters who are now seeing the corruption, or at the very least, a political establishment that now needs to be overhauled. So if we don't, from Tauranga, don't do something and make a statement now, if we have the stomach for you three to stand up and say that you're going to officially unite together, you can say, oh, we can work together, because you're working for parties. And we're saying we don't want parties or party politics to ever again take away our democracy. And so now we need to combine our resources. I know the New Nation Party have got great policies, and Andrew is serving here, born and bred, and he's a councillor. He's a great man, he has a heart, he's a great team with Michael and the team, and his men I've met, they are very good and they've got resources. Then we have over here Alan and the One Party. They're passionate, they believe in our country, they believe in for values and good vision for the future of our families to do far better than they are. So they got contribution. Then of course Sue and what she has with her party, her passion is for the truth, for transparency, and for the advance of our political establishment to serve the country and not control the country. So if we put this together, and today we have a commonality together of what we want, why can't we just break this right now to the public of New Zealand and stand up and say, okay, let's make a commitment from our hearts right now that we're going to come together and we're going to be unified, and maybe go further than that and act upon the voice of the people and say, well, shall we get behind Sue Gray? She got 79% of the vote. No, say what you want about me, but I'm here to make things happen. That's my job, get the job done. So I'm going to ask the candidates to stand here in front of the cameras, and the country of New Zealand are going to be watching. I'm going to ask you to come and stand. We've been here. The people have the courtesy of listening to you. So I want you to all to stand up here because you said you're for the people. So if that's right, you need to now stand here together and do what we did last time, but this time do it because you believe that the people deserve the best. You're here to serve them more than a party. So come on up. That's beautiful. If you just come this way, but a bit closer to me, I won't bite you. And you put your hands together. And I'm going to ask you guys something, because people here in this room and across the country, they're desperate for unity. And I've had a commitment really for them, on their behalf, to ask that you be pure in your hearts, to make this not just something that's show or a formality, but this is something that you're going to do. And then after the selection and Tauranga is finished, and if none of you don't win, that's fine. But we've started something that people in the country can have a definite confidence that we've got somewhere now other than blue and red to put our votes. Because this is the beginning of a coalition that will work. So I'm going to ask you to all stand up, and I'm going to ask you to give that salute to them, that this is a victory tonight, and it's the first steps now for a blueprint of an umbrella party, and eventually we will have a nationwide commitment from every electorate in New Zealand who are going to have confidence in this party. And here's where it's birthed tonight. Somewhere it's going to start. You are the originals. So I'd like you to put your hand up and give them a hand in unity. This is it. So now begins the beginning of a new movement in this country, a political movement. And here you have them. Thank you very much, Tauranga. Now you can put your vote to where it belongs, and we'll continue this after the election has come together. We will bring this together again. You've been awesome. Thank you so very much for doing that. Oh, yes. All right. She's basically talking about, yeah, okay. She's vote, what is it, number? 5477, that's a support. That's the support, the uniting of these parties. So Freedom and Rights Coalition, who we represent, have brought this to you in Tauranga. We now already have other electorates asking us to go there and do the same thing. So we're going to be moving around the country. This is not just here. So it's started. This has started. I don't care who runs it down, who mocks it, and who begins to deride it. It's started, it's formed, and it's on its way. Thank you so very much, Tauranga. Love you, and thank you for coming tonight. God bless you.
Awesome. Wow. What an awesome night. What an awesome night. I tell you what, that there is indication that people had their say tonight. And man, there was, this is the first time, and I'm going to say this really openly, it's the first time I've seen true pressure put on people that are in politics to hear what the people are saying in a local community. Wow.
Oh, kia ora te whānau. Yes, I've just played the Tauranga by-election. So for those that aren't aware, the mainstream parties have not allowed these smaller parties to join in the debates, even though they try and they say that they uphold democracy, and yet within the by-election of Tauranga Moana, they're keeping out the smaller parties. So they've had to create their own venues, and the Freedom and Rights Coalition had hosted and will continue to support the smaller parties and their candidates. So I think what's really exciting about that little clip that I've shared is that there's a coalition forming. It's a coalition forming. There's been months of kōrero behind the scenes, but this is, I think, the public recognition of the beginning of a coalition. So watch this space, whānau, and good luck to Sue Gray in Tauranga by-election. And as you can see, I'm in the hospital. And thank you all for asking about my papa. He's had a really good day today. And has been eating really well today. So thank you for your prayers and your concerns. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to sign out now. I just wanted to share Sue's or that clip so that you were aware what's happening over in Tauranga, and that there's a formation of a coalition so that people can have an option, not just the blue, red, green option, or blue, red, green, yellow option with the other smaller parties. But yeah, we are forming our own coalition as well. So whānau, kia pai tō pō, and I'll catch up with you when I can. Pō Mārie. Kia ora rā.